Us three, we're all queued up here. I'm two in the queue, plus one.
Plus one.
Plus one edition with Brian Kobel.
Yeah.
He's a Temur shaman. We're here to talk about Dragons of Tarkir spoilers today.
And you get a whole episode. When we had our previous guest on, they got a half episode.
It's true.
You get a whole episode to
Suck
yourself.
That person.
Yeah.
So, before we dive into the spoilers, Brian, why don't you tell us about your Magic resume? When did you start playing Magic?
Ooh, start playing Odyssey.
I'm sorry.
How awesome were you?
Not.
You were not awesome at all?
Oh, no. I played with one Birds of Paradise, one Urnum Division, and I think the rest were mountains and forest with one Incinerate, because that's all I had.
Alright, that's pretty sweet. So, you started back in Odyssey. Any breaks in between then and now?
Yeah, I went to college, and then I started back up at the end of college.
Alright, which was what set?
New Ravnica.
New Ravnica.
Or no, Old Ravnica. Sorry,
Old Ravnica.
Old Ravnica.
How do you tell the difference?
The old one's the one that came out previously before the new one.
I understand.
Alright.
Alright, so you've been playing for, it's been like 7 years now?
Yeah, but not well.
Stretch. Well, alright, that's fine.
Just the last 3 years.
You don't have to play well. I know a lot of people who don't play well. And,
I mean, I play Warriors.
Sure.
How many people have asked me about that Warrior card?
you're going to get asked again later.
I didn't even know you liked black card.
Alright,
Months ago.
so everyone knows that you're a Temur shaman.
It's true.
So, which means you have a proclivity for red, blue, and green.
Well, wait a second. So this started. He wasn't a Temur shaman. He was a
He was
Gruul.
he was a Gruul warrior.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I'm primarily Gruul, and then I love to splash for Zoo with white, black for Jund, and of course blue for Temur, formerly known as Rug.
So really, you have no allegiance to colors whatsoever.
Just red green.
Okay.
And then splash if I have
Splash if you have.
Right now, he's a Temur shaman.
to. I am.
Because we're currently in Tarkir.
Okay.
I love
Can you
this.
see this lush Tarkir all around
Well,
us?
he could be an Artarka shaman who's now green-red.
He could. Do you have antlers?
I don't know what the heck you
Yeah,
guys said.
Artarka's the
Tarka.
green-red dragon.
It's her brood.
Oh yeah, that dude sucks.
Do you have antlers? She's, well, first of all, it's a she. So, bitches be tripping. But are there antlers underneath that hat?
No, there's
sure?
just hair and probably like white flakes.
There's hair?
Alright.
When did you start
Barely.
growing hair?
There's a little bit of hair. It's growing out. I'm trying to grow it out to look like Sarkin because of the new Planeswalker. Have you seen that guy? He's ridiculous.
So, since you're primarily a Gruul warrior,
Gruul.
what are some of your favorite cards / decks that you've played?
Ooh, my favorite of all time would have to be Extended Gruul with Bloodbraid Elf, Goblin Guide. Actually, it was more along the lines of Zoo because he splashed for a while in Akatol. But that was back in like 2009.
It's fine as a 2/2.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really. No. My favorite card of all time is definitely Bloodbraid Elf.
Alright.
Why?
She's really awesome.
What's your favorite thing to cascade into?
Lightning.
That's Jund.
Boggart Ramgang.
Oh yeah, that one's good.
Lightning
There you
Bolt. Goblin Guide.
Lightning
Because Goblin
Bolt's
Guide's my
solid.
second favorite card.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Or Domri. I want to try Domri, but they had to ban Bloodbraid Elf.
So, all right, I have a question for you about Goblin Guide. We're going way off topic, right?
That's
from
fine.
the beginning.
It's about me right now.
I always argue that Goblin Guide is part of the 2-mana cycle. So you have Tarmogoyf, you have Stoneforge Mystic, Snapcaster Mage, Dark Confidant are the 2-mana cycle, and Goblin Guide is the red of that cycle. No, you don't agree?
Pyromancer.
Young Pyromancer?
I mean, he's across every single format.
All right.
Vintage. He's a beast.
Is he even old enough to be able to play in those older formats? I mean,
I don't know.
Wait, is that a guy?
I mean, he's pretty young.
He's,
I thought that was a girl.
That's a guy.
Are you sure? The
I'm sure
hair
Flavor Dice
is...
says it's a guy.
Okay.
He just wants to look like Chandra. It's in his best Alessia impression.
it's a good point with the new Chandra pictures we have of her as a little girl.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a Pyromancer.
Okay.
With a little white. It's probably where she's from. Wherever that dude's from.
Young Pyromancy School.
Regatha?
There it is. You're
How do you know that?
so good at flavor.
Yeah, I got this. Alright, so week 1 / 5 days of Dragons of Tarkir spoilers are in the books. What are some of the cards that we are all excited for? You want to start?
Sure.
Alright.
I'm excited about the Ojutai's command.
Alright.
Mostly, so like, I don't know that card's amazing in and of itself, but was excited because I was the first one spoiled, saying that there would be more commands of all the other dragons. So I was excited about that.
So the prospect of more greater commands to come.
Right. Like, it's definitely the worst. It's not Azorius Charm. It's not even close to, like, Esper Charm or Bant Charm or anything like that. It's really powered down, especially at 4 mana. But just the idea that some of them will be good.
All right.
I mean, in a creature format, I think it's decent at
fine.
4 mana because you can counter a creature
Right.
and gain 4 life. So, I mean, it seems like a good spot for control.
I just like how it's not just useless. You can gain 4 and draw a card.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, you don't even need a target to cast it. But it's 4 mana. I don't know.
I mean, 4 mana is what Cryptic Command was, but it's clearly not a Cryptic Command.
Right, I mean,
we're not going
it's
to start
like
that conversation.
4 mana cards win you games.
Yeah.
Like Siege Rhino versus Odritized Command. Very.
Well, you can counter it with the command.
I mean, sure.
And gain 4 life,
All
like
right.
they were supposed to.
Yeah. So what is
Sure.
what card is Brian the most excited?
Most excited?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with Sarkin the Unbroken. Or Sarkin Unbroken. They took out the dot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is there a comma?
there's no
Sarkin comma?
comma, actually, I don't think. Just Sarkin Unbroken.
Is it like Karn?
I'm pretty sure there's a comma.
And I read a
It
comment.
might be an Oxford comma though. Then it doesn't count.
Well, he's blending in, right? So he's comma, chameleon.
Yeah, exactly.
We do-
He's got the dragon scales on. Yeah.
Yes. So, puns. I lost my train of thought.
So Sarkin and Broken.
So, Sarkin, yeah, the first ability,
Which is
+1,
okay.
which that sucks, but +1. Draw a card, add any color mana to your mana pool, one of them.
And what else?
That's it for the first one.
All right.
Second ability is -2.
You're trying to get more out of him.
I mean, value, right?
Target or cast lightning bolt, I guess. I don't know. So second ability is -2.
Okay.
Get a 4/4 dragon. With
So can protect himself with the second ability.
What does he come in with?
comes in with 4.
Oh, so you can just
place
like,
up to 5 right away.
or you can down and just go dragon.
Twice, yeah.
So it's like a dragon broodmother almost.
Or like a Sorin Solemn Visitor.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then the ultimate, which I don't know the minus number.
It's 8.
Is it 8? Okay. So that one, oh yeah, because doubling season.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Already
read that
thinking
somewhere. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's search your library for all dragons and put them all onto the battlefield.
Is it all or any number?
Any number. Sorry,
Okay.
any number.
So you could choose not to find dragons. Is that what you're?
Well, yeah, like,
getting at?
well, no, I mean, like, what if your deck has, like, 2 Kolaghan
You can always
and
fail
2
to find.
Atarka, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like, I don't want to get both of these because 2 of them will just
Yeah.
die.
Fair enough.
I want to play my other Sarkin and then ultimate him in 4 more turns.
Seems like a really weird corner case. If you're building a deck to ultimate,
Odd.
I don't know, but, like, I spend a lot of times in corners, and there's lots of cases, so you gotta cover them all.
all right.
I mean, if we really think about it, this can bring back Dragonstorm in Modern.
No.
I know I said that as a joke. One of your
Well,
guys' puns.
it's what Scion of the Ur Dragon is the one that does that, right? Where you like search for it, put it in your graveyard, and it gains that ability.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's sort of like that.
Well, no, you're...
And
when I-
Karthus like takes control of all dragons. So this is an effect that we've not seen quite in this iteration, but it's been around before and has never been playable.
I was thinking about Dragonstorm. Dragonstorm does that.
Dragonstorm
Storm.
was playable.
Basically, like
barely.
grabbing all of your dragons and put them in...
One segue. So one card that I'm excited about in Dragons of Dark here.
Segue.
I'm gonna piggyback on yours. Saloonguard's command just came out today. So
Oh, this is great. So I haven't seen any spoilers from today, so
It's
go for
a
it.
3 and blue-black. You can counter a non-creature spell,
Okay.
return a permanent to its owner's hand, give a creature -3/-3 till end of turn, or destroy target planeswalker. So it's decent. I figured it would have been a lot better had we not gotten Crux of Fate. This could have been blue-black's Wrath.
Right.
But since we got Crux, that's probably way better to play. But I like the ability to like bounce permanents and conditional counter spell and killing a planeswalker is pretty good. Because Downfall's going to rotate eventually.
Probably, hopefully.
Yeah. So you're going to need something in that to fill that slot of killing planeswalkers for blue and black.
It's 5 though, right?
Yeah. But most planeswalkers cost 4 or 5.
That's true.
So they're going to get one, most of them they get one activation, you downfall it anyways.
Or just wait till they like. Is it counter? You said counter non-creature.
Yeah, it's a negate.
Okay. So like maybe against a control mirror, it's like cast my other planeswalker. It's like okay, kill this one, counter that one.
Yeah.
It's really good in the Bugbear when you think about it.
Yeah.
Or you can save your planeswalker, kill their planeswalker.
Yeah. Okay. That seems good too.
Yeah, because they try to cast like a Garuk with an Ashiok on the board. You could just
And most people
huge
cast
tentacle for
Planeswalkers
control too.
pre-combat, so it's like counter Planeswalker, kill your best creature, or kill your 3 toughness creature. That seems good. Okay.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
not too bad.
The -3 I thought would have been cooler if it was BioBlight. Just like all of them. I mean, for 5 mana, I think it's doable. But at the same time, we already have BioBlight, I guess.
Yeah, we do.
So, negated.
Should I go to my next card?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I definitely told you guys something different.
Is it the Black Warrior?
No, it's Zergo.
Oh, nice.
The Bell Striker?
Yeah.
Greatest flavor ever.
It's awesome. I love how like he was super powerful. He was a 7-power creature, and now he's a 2/2.
It's true.
That's so great. His butt didn't get any bigger.
And can't block.
Yeah, well,
Bitch.
I mean, he can Zach Morris you, and he can like strike the bell, and you can be saved by the bell.
you are really reaching.
I am
in this
reaching.
episode. All right.
Unlike Mr. Zergo, is an Iron Claw works. I think Zergo Bell Striker is really cool. I don't like that he's legendary, so like you can only play maybe 2 or 3 of them in your deck.
Right, that's the problem.
Yeah.
On the PAX thing, the panel for the questions, I think the most important question was why wasn't he a coward? Which was like awesome.
I mean, you can't block anyway.
No.
What if he was a coward and a warrior? Could he block himself?
Coward warrior? What is that?
Any creature ever block themselves?
I don't know.
The answer is no. Just send a judge on.
right.
We'll tell you. You should have asked him that.
So, what's your next card, Brian?
My next card is it's the Sentinels. 2 green. Mine are terrible.
Safeguard?
It is Scale Guard Sentinels.
There we go.
It's an Abzan card, unfortunately. Abzan suck. But it's 2 green. It's a 2/3. But when it's coming into play, you can reveal a dragon card to give it a +1/+1 counter, so it becomes a 3/4 for 2 mana. It's not on the same power level as Siege Rhino or Tassiger, but still 3/4 for 2 in green and green red. Very aggressive, and I love those types of cards, like Tarmogoyf. It's not Tarmogoyf power, of course.
Right.
It definitely gets beat by Tassiger, but still 3/4 for 2 is amazing.
Okay.
Double green's kind of tough though.
But it's Field Devotion.
It does feel devotion. I mean, I hated Theros block.
Oh, yeah?
Because I don't like devotion at all.
But black went away, and so did that stupid rat.
No, I didn't even care about that. I just don't like the card Nykthos.
Oh.
I just don't like the.
Because it makes you do math.
No, yeah, it's too much math. It's like
Right.
combo. I don't like combo.
Okay.
Except for Dragonstorm because dragons.
Alright, what's
But
your
yeah,
next
it's a
card?
great card.
So, my next card, I'm going to go ahead and call myself 100% correct
Oh,
on my prediction for Dragons of Tarkir. It's Evolving Wilds. I kept saying fetch lands would come back, and we got one.
nailed it.
Boom, nailed it.
Hashtag.
Evolving Wilds. Don't you have to pay life?
You have to wait a turn.
It's pretty sweet.
You have to pay a turn.
And it's never recognizable each time because it changes. Because it evolves. Donald.
Yeah, the art.
Wildly.
Because there's 2 arts in the set,
It wildly evolves.
technically.
Yeah.
I mean, sweet art.
The early art was the
better than
same
the
as,
first
I think, the Rise art.
Yeah.
But it's mostly changed.
It's
every time it's
crap
reprinted.
art. Yeah.
They're always bad.
No, this one's great though.
So why aren't we getting Terramorphic Expanse? Does anyone have an
It's
answer
a
for that?
huge ass word that you have to type down or like write down on.
Evolving Wild isn't that much easier.
Terramorphic is hard to spell sometimes.
So, Terramorphic implied like a plain old overlay.
Right.
Like the terrain was shifting.
Sure.
Where Evolving Wild is just growing.
Or shrinking.
Or shrinking.
Because,
Pretty
like,
cold out. Stuff happens, man.
hashtag shrinkage.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't know, like, why, what's the point of having 2 Evolving Wilds in a format when you could, like, why not just give us 8 fetches? Who cares?
Because we already have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, who cares at this
I mean,
point?
it's just whatever they want to do. I think they just moved Terramorphic Expanse out of the file, and Evolving Wilds is what we get for 4 or 5 years, and they'll switch it again.
It was great when they were both in the format.
But,
Because then it
so,
was cheap fetches. Like,
Nobody used them.
no, Landfall. It was a big deal, actually.
Oh yeah. Stupid Landfall, too. That's another combo thing I don't like.
That's not combo. It's like play land and get a bonus.
But you like did all this cool landscape shift crap.
No, those aren't in the same formats together.
Oh, fair enough.
Sorry.
I'll take that one back then, and I'll go with Den Protector.
Which is
She is a Temur warrior. She's a 2/1 for 2. She
one of your
has
friends.
Megamorph.
Do you know her?
Yeah, actually.
And when you turn her face up, she gets a counter, and you get to Eternal Witness. Basically, you turn a card from your graveyard to your hand.
Oh, what?
But that's not the best part. The best part is she has
It's better?
Yeah. So she's a Temur warrior dressed in like the Winter Guard,
Okay.
and she has a baby strapped to her. So she's like fighting with a sword with a baby strapped to her, which is much cooler than punching bears or dragons.
She's going to be my babysitter come September, so I can go play Magic.
Oh, I like that. You're going to raise your baby as a Temur baby.
Well, that Len lady's going to do it.
She's gonna do it.
Lady.
But the art's really sweet.
It is.
But
I
also,
don't know, I like the Eternal Witness part of it better than...
yeah, and so as an Eternal Witness, it costs 5.
Right.
3 down, and then it's only 2 to make a morph. So it can be a 2-1 early or an Eternal
good.
Witness late.
It's a pretty decent card, actually.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that Temur may actually want to bring back a Creator's Clause or bring back a Savage Knuckleblade or Rebel Master.
It also gives you insurance in your Rattleclaw Mystic, playing it as a morph. Now you have that plus Ashclad Phoenix
Right.
and then
That's true. I played against some green red decks, and they were like, cast the morph. And I was like, wonder what you've got under there.
Farbu Mauler!
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm dead!
Yeah, it's true.
You want to talk about that warrior that you're excited about?
I'm
That's
not
one of your
excited
friends,
about
right?
that warrior.
You sure?
I mean, he's fine. He gets reach. He has, like you said, he's got some reach.
Oh, we called it.
But
One of his cards.
it's not. No. Not
what's that card
claiming
called?
this as one of my cards. I don't know. You were the one who told me about it.
I don't know what it's called. I
think
just
it's
saw it and I
in
was like,
Japanese.
Donald's going to love this card.
No. It's not even that efficient of a card. It's a 3/3 for 3.
I mean,
I want a little bit more out of my 3 drops than that.
alright. It kills his friends.
Whatever. Yeah, he sacrifices them. He's like Brian Stoutarm.
I mean, I like to sacrifice my friends.
Oh yeah? What do you get out of doing that?
Enjoyment.
Oh yeah?
New friends. I'm the second in the queue.
Alright.
Nailed it.
Good luck with that.
So, do you have another card you want to talk about?
I did, and then I got old and I forgot it.
Alright.
No, I remember now. It was
Alright.
Narset the Planeswalker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of an important one.
Well, so there's... I don't know how important it's going to be. The +1 is really, really good. I think it's better than Domri's +1, but I think every other ability is worse.
So we briefly discussed this earlier. So if you think about it, what Planeswalker would thrive in this current standard between Narset and Domri? Because I have to defend the rule. So which one do you think would thrive more right now, currently, in this current standard?
So it's interesting because there is a green-red deck that's actually doing really well.
That could-
But it relies on Creator's Clause as its kill, right? Which Domri couldn't ever draw.
Fair.
I don't know. But there's Corsair Crufix, and that was always sweet, where it was like, play a land, plus on Domri to get this creature. Like, that's awesome.
I mean, and Corsair's still here. And then when you think about Domri's standard, I don't think Narset would have actually even thrived back then either.
Oh, yes, she would have. With small Jace, or not small Jace, with Ravnica Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
That
an
deck would have been
Esper
awesome.
control?
yeah.
And the
Revelation, I
like,
totally
gain a
forgot.
bunch of life.
I think she's going to be really good, but she does need a specialized home. Like, I don't think she just slots into a random deck.
I don't know. Like the fact that she can draw herself, like that was a big drawback of Domri.
Well, no. I'm saying a deck doesn't currently exist, but she just slides in and makes that deck
Sure,
better.
sure.
Like, you're going to have to build around her.
I think it's going to kind of be tough to put her in an Esper build, but I can see her in either a Bant build or more importantly, probably the Jeskai Tempo
She's
deck.
friends with Elspeth. She could be friends with Kiora, and she could be friends with Ashiok.
What about Dugan?
I don't know that they'd get.
I heard he has a
And
something,
that's where
something
Bant comes in,
problem.
I think, because he's the best Planeswalker right now.
I mean,
He's got the most power attached to him, but 8 mana is a lot of mana.
how bad is Narset? Because he's got a something problem.
I like the Jeskai Tempo idea with her. Wait, are we still?
Doesn't get it.
Are we making fun?
No.
We weren't, but Jeff had to repeat it to try to get
What'd
a
you say?
laugh out of it.
Just
Squeeze every little bit out.
I didn't even hear. I wasn't even paying attention to you. I'm
I'll-
sorry.
I'll explain
you
it
didn't
to
let me
you.
have Sarkin in front of me.
I'll explain it to you when you're older.
Okay.
All right, what's your next card, Brian?
My next card is actually Thunderbreak Regent.
That's the one you picked out of that list.
Is that the dragon that pings ground creatures for 1 for 3 mana?
No, it is a 4-drop.
So everyone's good.
Two
This-
red,
This
two.
is a red one, yeah. The one
It's
you're
2 red,
thinking
2 colorless. It's a 4/4 with flying, clearly. And if you target it, it deals 3 damage to target player that targeted it. Or is it 3 damage to all players?
No, I think
Hopefully
that's-
the editing
think-
with the card pops up.
Yeah, the card will be there. Right in front of your face,
Sweet.
actually.
Yeah, it's whenever a player targets any dragon you control, they get bolted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, I mean, that's really good, especially with my previous card with the double green guy and Storm Breath. It's just a dragon deck waiting to happen. I think Kibler already wrote about it, but he hasn't been doing so hot at least.
So, before we get to your card, Jeff, I want to talk about Crux of Fate. What happens with Crux of Fate now? Because, like, it was great when there was a format where it was like, okay, Storm Breath Dragon and maybe Slumgar, but now...
So I got shot down saying Jund. Jund Dragon seems amazing.
Because you want to run Crux of Fate in addition to a bunch of dragons?
Yeah.
If 10 or
Say,
more
screw you, Rhino.
of the Dragons and Terra tier dragons make standard decks, Crux becomes unplayable.
Okay, why?
It's not reliable as a Wrath effect anymore.
But-
You're only gonna. It's like it becomes a 2-for-1
So
instead of a wipe the board.
it's a broken Cludgeon at this point instead of a Scalpel, because like the idea was that you could get like, oh, I'll get all of their creatures and not my creatures.
Right, but what happens if you're the dragon deck and you play against a dragon deck and you're standing at Crux of Fate in your hand? You're just like, so this card does nothing.
Or like, couldn't you change your playstyle to slow down your hand development and let them be the aggressor and then just like blow them out?
Well, but the way all the dragons play though is like if I have a 5/5 flyer and you have two. Like, you have a 6/4 flyer and a 5/5 flyer. You know, you can just jam your 5/5 in until I trade.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade and then Crux of Fate anyways. Why wouldn't I just Crux and name dragons? You're only ever going to get, like, probably on parity, like a 2-for-2.
Right.
My Crux and my dragon for your 2 dragons. Or you're going to run into situations where it's like, I'm going to kill your Courser and, like, my Courser, my carry tape, but I'm going to leave our 2 dragons in play. Or I'm just going to kill our 2 dragons.
Okay.
It just doesn't become efficient anymore.
Do you think there are going to be decks that are mix of real creatures and dragons? Enough to where if you're not playing any dragons?
Like the green-red aggro deck that I saw, it had just the 2 Dragon Storm Breath and the Thunder Break that I just talked about.
Okay.
And then the rest were just aggro green-red creatures.
Okay.
So like Goblin Rabble Master, Air...
So just slowly loses. So you're saying the white Wrath that Narset can draw for a +1 ability becomes
As
better?
he was talking about that, I'm thinking Sultai and Blue-Black just kind of get pushed aside because he puts a good point. Crux of Fate's kind of like...
And if decks... So if you're playing Crux of Fate and you're playing Dragons, and this deck that he's talking about plays a mixture of both, Crux of Fate's not doing anything. But if you want... But now if you want to build around it, so you're going to choose one or the other.
Right. No, that's true. Do you think it'll be a strategy to do like maybe a black aggro deck where Crux of Fate is just like, I'm going to destroy all dragons every game.
Like
That's
a
my
warrior
game plan.
deck?
If you're
I get
the-
a sideboard.
If you're the
deck?
Yeah.
But if you're the aggro deck, shouldn't you just win before you can cast the Crux of Fate?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't put a Wrath.
No.
I just see Crux going way down.
Okay.
I figure if you're a black deck and you want a Wrath, you just pay 1 more mana for Extinguish All Hope.
Problem with like canceling out Wrath. So Esper might be the way to go because you have Thoughtseize, Spirit's Downfall, and you can't really leave control out without those cards.
And you get to play Ashiok, Narset, Elspeth, Sorin.
Which is, I mean, that's a great lineup.
That's a good one.
Is that all 2/4s? I mean, Narset. I don't know which one's
Play
better.
Sorin if you want to know.
Like Sorin, I don't even think's good. I mean, Narset would be a good way to replace Sorin.
Sorin. So I played Esper for a little bit. I played it
Yeah.
San Antonio. So you play Sorin with Elspeth to gain all your life back.
Well, fair enough.
Right.
I mean, 'cause, I don't know.
And then Narset just draws you all those cards.
See, and then it goes back to the whole Narset thing with Jeskai, because you can just Stroke of Flames and then rebound it. I mean, that's more than likely going to
Ooh,
be
I
game
didn't
over.
think about that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Lightning Strike, rebound. Jeskai Charm, rebound. Whoa. All over you.
Did you ever play with Stagger Shock?
Yes.
I love that card.
Stagger Shock. Oh, yeah, I did like that card, actually.
Sorry, I destroyed all your hopes for that.
No, you totally. I was like, Jeff, we're going to get Stagger Shock. And you were like, no, it's
Like,
a no
yeah.
tag mechanic.
Yeah.
Not in red.
Unfortunately, they don't branch out.
No.
So, you guys want to... Let's talk about the PAX panel that happened today.
You guys can talk about the PAX panel.
Well, we're
today,
going
and
to...
I will listen.
Yeah, we're going to tell about you. So, I had the trailer.
watch
I had the trailer for Dragons of Tarkir, which I have not seen yet. I just know there's a scene with Ugin breaking out of the cocoon and Sorin holding his sword in the sky like Grayskull.
So is he there?
Sorin's there.
Since when? Like,
Just
has he just
chilling.
been there? Like, since...
I mean, he's visiting. But no one knows because he's so
Quietly.
solemn. Yeah.
Okay.
Can we curse on this?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay, good, because I just did. And I was like,
And
oh, dang.
so I missed that part. But then they went into... They gave some preview arts. They didn't show us Taigam. But they did show us Anafenza's art.
Is Taigam coming?
Yeah, it's going to be the Ojutai clan leader, the blue legend. Because Narset's a planeswalker now.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
It's the only one that changed. So Anna Fence is going to be a spirit. Medicine, she's going to be the white legend.
Oh, yeah, so you mentioned this. She's a spirit.
Yeah, and she's been hanging around helping out the Abzan for, they said, a long time. So it could be like 25, 30 years, could be 100.
Right, but their ancestor worship is banned. Like, Dramoka said no.
Right, so she's the one, like...
Exception?
Well, she's not an exception. She's the one who's defying his rule.
Oh, I see.
As a spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Surah...
They had to get rid of all their trees. They, like, buried people in their trees and then their spirits. Like,
And Jamoka was like, no more necromancy. You cut all these trees down, you hippies.
Right.
Because he's all about green-white life.
Yeah.
That makes sense. With the lifelink.
Yeah, and then they gave us the new art for Surah. He has, like, Wolverine claws on.
Mm-hmm.
And now instead of punching bears, he punches dragons.
Which is kind of cool.
No, it's not cool.
Is he the only one that got more badass?
We haven't seen him.
I would say Sidisi got more badass.
Really?
Yeah, she's a zombie who exploits people now.
That's true. And she's like a lawyer.
By the way, exploit is a really awesome name for a mechanic.
That is really cool.
And we've only seen the one card with it so far.
No, that's not true. There's another card that does, it's a limited card. You can exploit to -3/-3 a creature.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That card seems sweet.
Yeah, it is. It's super exciting.
I'm excited about that mechanic a lot.
I agree.
So after they showed us that art, they did the unveiling of Sarkhan, which is cool. We already talked about him a little bit. They're going to explain in Uncharted Realms in the next 2 weeks why he has blue.
Okay.
They also
For
mentioned
the
that...
search, the deck search,
Yeah.
I guess.
They also mentioned lore-wise how he is now a man out of time. Kind of what I talked about a couple of crackpot theories ago. So he's a man out of time. In this reality, he's never existed.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of story elements and anomalies that happen around him.
Oh, interesting.
So when he goes other places,
Oh, no.
he might domino affect different things that happen.
No.
So it gives him a MacGuffin.
I hate that.
I
That
hate
is
it
the
too.
worst way to do time travel.
But it's fine.
You say butterfly effect?
No, MacGuffin.
MacGuffin.
What's MacGuffin?
MacGuffin is a literary device where it's like, oh, I don't know how to do this, so we're just going to insert this random thing that makes whatever plot I need to move along.
They also call him Deus Ex Machinas.
Yeah.
It's something like, so a writer gets stuck. He's like, all right,
It's a cheap out, basically.
our heroes are fighting this galactic being. How do they beat him? Oh, I just invented this gun that kills him.
Right.
So we're just tearing up the MTG flavor people that created this.
No. They did an alright job. So after they did the dragon stuff...
Are you mad that you didn't get credited for your Biff?
I'd be pissed.
Oh, the Biff Tannen thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Doug Beyer mentions, when they previewing Zergo, about he is the Biff Tannen of the Tarkir story. So I don't know if you remember my theory, when I was talking about Back to the Future 2 and how it relates to Tarkir, but I said Zergo was Biff. So
no one believed you.
I'm going to have to get on Doug Beyer's Tumblr, and I'm going to request, 2 booster packs. Go. This video's timestamped, and it's been on YouTube.
So is that the going rate for Jeff's crackpot theory is 2 booster packs?
Yeah, if I'm right, you give me 2 packs.
Who does?
Whoever says I'm right.
So what's the ratio if you're wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's all profit.
Oh, it's all profit.
I made the rules. I don't know if you know this.
I mean,
So,
one game.
after they finished with Dragons, they went into Magic Origins. So, they gave us the little Duels of the Planeswalkers trailer. You can see, Chandra as a little girl. And...
Did you play 2015 Duels?
I did.
Did you?
I played it more...
Duels is great.
I played it more for the play out of the Garrick Liliana story. That's where it all played
Right.
out. But this one's going to take you, show you them as young and then as old. We got Gideon.
I think that'd be a good way to teach people, too, because you'll get to go through that same progression they went
Right.
through of, learning their magic, and, yeah. That'd be cool.
We found out that Gideon was originally a Theron, who's a member of the Akros, under a different name, and then he planeswalked away and went to Bant.
So you have a pen name or nom de plume for, ghost writers. What's the planeswalker name? What's the name for that? For having, a ghost name as a planeswalker. He changed his name to be more badass, right?
Oh, okay.
He has a fake name, Gideon Jura.
Well, we don't know what the
It's like
substance
Sarkhan,
behind it.
too,
Well, no,
right?
but we don't know the substance behind his planeswalking. Maybe he changed it to protect people.
Okay.
Well, you never know.
All right.
And then...
Go for it.
He was part of that Planeswalker police in those books.
He was.
You read them. Okay, good. Because you had no clue.
Yeah, I know.
It was really frustrating.
And then they gave us our first.
You're crazy.
They gave us our first card from Magic 2015.
Okay.
So we got Liliana, the Heretic Healer.
I thought it was Liliana the Veil.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I think it's Liliana, Heretic Healer.
Okay.
So she's a 3/3 for 1 black.
2/3.
2/3. And
Lifelink.
with lifelink. And when she dies, or a creature dies.
When a non-token creature.
When a non-token creature goes to the graveyard, dies, you can exile her, put a 2/2 zombie into play, and then bring her back flipped.
Oh.
And her backside.
Did they only? Oh, they did spoil the backside.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 loyalty. It's +2. Each player
You were
discards
right.
a card.
Flip card. Planeswalker. Okay. Cool.
So it was like
Delver of the Planeswalkers.
+2. Each player discards a card, and I don't remember what the other two are, but they were very lackluster.
Were they? Yes, Jason. Would you like to chime in?
It's -X, return a converted mana cost, graveyard to play.
Wait, why is he jumping on my
That's not bad. And then,
And then it's whenever a creature dies.
You could have jumped in on his show.
End of turn.
so the coolest part about this was I got kind of close on the lore.
You did.
So I was thinking that she was going to
2
be
booster packs. Cha-ching!
cha-ching, racking them up. 32 more to go, and I got myself a box.
Evolving Wilds. Cha-ching!
Oh, 30 to go. So my theory was that her parents would be killed in some way. The trauma would turn into a planeswalker, and she would zombify them to be with them again. So it turns out her brother suffers a grave wound.
Not from her causing them.
Not
right?
from her cause.
Okay.
She's a healer, so she
I'm
tries.
going to take one of those packs back.
That's fine. She tries to heal him, and instead of him coming back and healing from the wound, he comes back as a zombie.
Right.
And then she freaks out, and her spark ignites.
Okay.
So it's still a family member that got zombified.
Do we know where she went?
We don't know where she went.
Can we talk
We
about
don't-
how good she actually is, though?
We don't even know where she was.
Is she?
I
I
think
feel like
she's
a
good.
planeswalker where you have to do more work.
Well, no, when you think about it, so she costs 3, and you're already playing black, so you're going to be killing creatures.
It's a 2/3 with lifelink.
It's a 2/3 for lifelink, that costs 3. So that's not the worst stats in the world, but when you flip her, her +2, it's a +2 that
Yeah,
you're
but
already-
each player discards a card.
which is what Liliana the Veil was.
But it's +1. And she also costs 3 and requires no work to use it.
And those decks are all built around.
My initial
Lingering
impressions on
Souls and
these-
Gravecrawler.
But then when you think about it, that minus ability, so she starts with 3 loyalty, right? So you flip her, and let's say you're playing Jund for modern. If you -2 and get back a Dark Confidant, Tarmogoyf,
Why wouldn't you just be playing Liliana the Veil in Modern?
because you will be, but I'm just saying, it's a possibility people can think of. And especially if they can't afford, because modern is about affordability, if that's a word.
Well, if you can't afford Modern, you shouldn't play Modern.
How is the typing worded? So like, could you have a flip to Liliana and a creature Liliana on the battlefield at the same time?
Ooh, I don't know.
You can have a creature and a planeswalker. You just can't do the same planeswalkers.
Cool. Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Okay.
My initial impressions on these planeswalkers are they are far too much work to get them into a planeswalker.
Yeah, that sounds.
It kind of takes away the mystique of them being a planeswalker. to me.
I mean, for her costing 3, I don't think it's that bad for
Well, right. But for all the hype they gave us, like, we're going to give these planeswalkers origins. But I would have rather just had a planeswalker card that was, like, all Tibble based, where they all cost a little bit, but it's like when they first learned how to planeswalk and they were all just, like, subpar.
That'd be cool.
Rather than having to have a creature and then have to do a bunch of work to flip it.
Maybe Jace will just be Jace Feller on the backside.
I was thinking Liliana Veil is like, why don't we just do that? But
That card was really good.
Yeah.
Like, insanely
And then
good.
you will never play it because you have Liliana of the Veil in general. You don't have to do the creature crap.
So they also gave us 2 Modern Master spoilers. Goyf and Karn Liberator are both mythic again.
I mean, I don't understand why Goth keeps getting printed. It's not in any decks. Doesn't see any play.
I mean, it's not that good. I've never seen anybody cast that card.
There was Jund.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, we're being
Back.
facetious.
No, we are. Cool.
But
Good.
I don't like that it's mythic again. I don't think that it's going to drop the price at all.
I think it will.
No, because the price is held steady at 200, sold out everywhere. No one has any in stock.
So it's getting printed
So a
in
bunch of
2 years. And this one's going to be a larger stock.
supposedly they haven't announced that
Supposedly.
yet.
But if it is, I think it will drop the price. I don't think it's going to be under 100 per card.
Oh,
It really
it's not
depends.
going to go below 170 at this rate.
I don't know. I just,
The number of people who still want Goyfs compared to the supply of Goyfs is about, like, I would put it at 200 to 1.
and now we have 3 Modern Master GPs, so that's even more. That's what, 8 to 10 grand.
I mean,
per
sure, but that's
country?
only like.
But it's a mythic.
Yeah.
It is a mythic. I mean,
So-
you pulled a foil one.
It's really just the
did.
number of print runs. Like, they're going to need to do multiple printings of this thing, of the Modern Masters
Which-
2015.
What did they do with with Dak Faden? Conspiracy?
Yeah.
So they I think they had an initial print run, and then they just created another one because this one was actually popular
Right.
in the beginning, but
But-
then all of a sudden the second print run was like, ugh.
Modern Masters has a built-in caveat that they don't want to destroy the prices
Right.
cards on the secondary market.
They don't want to get themselves into a position where they have to promise that they won't reprint things to uphold the market value, which is what they did in the past. They got themselves in a lot of
They should
trouble.
just put them in
all
bulk
their-
so they can sell those.
All they're doing by reprinting Goyf, all they're doing by reprinting Goyf,
Goyf and both.
all they're doing is keeping the price at $200.
Right.
They're
not
keeping it
making-
from going up to 300.
Maybe there is potential that it could go down depending on what the print run is.
Yeah,
Like,
so
even
it really
Mythics
depends on that.
might go down.
Right, but it has to be an unlimited print run. It can't just be 2 waves.
I mean, when do we get it?
Right.
May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
May, and then when's the October set?
No, you get Magic Origins 6
Origins
weeks
in
later.
July.
6 weeks. Okay, so there's not going to be the biggest print run.
Well, I mean, Cons is still being printed.
Well, right, but
So
like
it
Modern Masters 1, they were like, we're only printing this much and we're done.
right.
For this set, they haven't announced anything yet.
They haven't said anything.
I mean, to be fair, we learned that we don't need Goyf to win at Modern. And we've learned that a lot lately.
I mean, you don't need it to win, but I'm just saying, like,
Remember when that Splinter?
if you don't need it to win,
Well, I mean, it did, but the Splinter Twin deck that didn't play Goyf won.
if you don't need it to win, why not tank the price?
Because of hoarders like myself that will not get rid of them. Because there's I mean, like,
Well, if you don't need
Future
them
Sight
to
kinda
win-
screwed that card, basically.
If you don't need them to win, why do you play them?
Oh, because I don't have the money for cryptic commands, which hopefully please.
Why don't you just sell your Goyfs and buy cryptic commands and have like $500 in your pocket?
Because we already established I'm a
It's blue.
gruel player, and
No,
that's
you're
a
a
green
keeper,
card.
shaman.
Same thing.
I'm just saying, if they want Goyf's price to come down, it needs to be a rare, it needs to be an unlimited print run.
I think it's perfectly fine, in especially this current standard, it'd be great. With Tassiger and Sea Drano in the format,
You can't have it in a format of fetch lands.
that may be true.
I'm going to sit very firmly on this fence right in my butt crack and say, like, we're going to wait and see. I don't know.
So, at the end of the PAX panel, we got a trailer for the fall set, which also explains why we got the Planeswalkers we did in Origins.
Okay.
We got Gideon, Chandra, Jace, Nissa
We're all connected.
to Zendikar, and we're going to have the battle for Zendikar.
I thought we're not getting another core set.
Origins is the core set.
Yeah, it's the last
No, Battle of Zendikar is a core set.
No.
No.
KOR? There's going to be cores in there.
Shit.
Actually,
That just happened.
that's
That
Josh
was
Gardner.
great.
He wrote that on Facebook. I totally stole it because I laughed hysterically.
That's
So we're going to quickly wrap up this episode.
I'm
the Power Bear around here.
I like that. That was good. Totally got me.
So we got the
Right.
trailer was simple. We got
Yeah, you-
the Zendikar landscape, then pan up through the floating islands,
Right.
and then it was a Hedron, and it glows blue and it flashes to nothing.
Huh,
So
didn't all the Hedrons open up to release the Eldrazi? Wasn't that the whole idea? So the prison got undone?
True.
So, who recently got put in a cocoon to heal themselves? Ugin. Who taught Ugin how to make the Hedrons?
Fifth.
Nahiri.
So close.
Who could have
That was
put
close.
Who could have put themselves in a cocoon to heal themselves?
Obnixilis.
No, Nahiri.
Oh.
She could
Oh,
be, she
and
could be
remember the
one.
question?
What question?
Somebody was like, are we going to ever see Nahiri again? And they're like, just wait and see.
We never
Which
saw
was the
her to
answer
begin with.
every time, but...
Well, no. Well, we did in
Commander.
Commander.
Where have you been?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was the White Commander,
That's
Planeswalker.
what happens when people play Warriors.
And then they
know
even
that.
had a story about her battling Obnixilis, and then her, Ugin, and Soren like deciding what plane.
That's pretty cool.
So that could be her like now that 2/3 of the trifecta are back, she could like Ugin can reawaken her. It's like, oh, something's in there. Let's open it up and go fight Eldrazi. Spaghetti monsters.
Okay.
Things again.
Interesting.
You know, and the big hype is, of course, fetch lands. The old, or the new ones, I guess I should say. But, wouldn't it suck if they just did not include them in the
I just went full out
what?
points again.
Yeah.
I
I
just
think
want-
they have to.
I just want to buy a box and they give me 36 lands and I hold on to them for 3 years and then I make $150 off them.
Which was a question for Mark Rosewater just recently, and he's like, just wait and see. Which I think that's their go-to line.
Yeah,
just
wait
wait
and
and
see.
see. It's just kind of frustrating, but hey,
Keeps them
they give us a good product.
So for like week 1 of spoilers, we got a lot of cool stuff this week. Kind of keep you excited.
So they've done a lot better job of, like, starting the hype train for Magic, because it was always a difficulty in the past of, like, all right, what's going to happen with this new set? And then we wouldn't hear about it until spoiler season actually started. Now they're really starting, like, Magic Modern Masters 2015, Magic Origins. We're going to Zendikar already.
We're going to Zendikar in 7 months
Yeah.
with a trailer.
Great.
Yeah, it's like 3 sets at a time as opposed to just one, and it's like, oh, great, I have to wait for another Tuesday.
And we're in the
7
middle of
a.m.
spoiler season right now.
Exactly.
So we're getting excited about I don't know. I like it a lot. It's cool.
It's always fun to be
overwhelming, but
seeing new things while playing Magic, because then you just have something to look forward to.
That's true.
My fear is that when Dragons is done, we're going to go right into Modern Masters season, and then...
That's not a season. That's a day.
Well, right.
It isn't
Well,
day.
well, what I'm saying, though, is like...
We did a lot of
for
drafts right before
standard-
that, and that was expensive.
For Standard, we're going to have April through July with nothing.
Right, but maybe that's the point. Is like in order to keep Standard not stagnant, it's like, hey, guess what's just around the corner?
Well, no,
hey, guess what's around
I
the
understand.
corner?
I'm just saying for like to be excited about Standard, it's gonna be hard 2 months in to be like this format's not changing for 2 more months.
I mean, we're always getting PTQ shoved down our throat, which I think you guys are going over next episode. But
You're not getting anything shoved in.
but
your
they're
throat. You
all
don't
going to
have
be
attend.
standard.
Yeah, but you don't have to attend.
You could have gone to the sealed one.
Oh, Sealed's terrible. I hate
No.
Sealed.
What?
I don't like Sealed
Okay.
combo. I'm the weirdest Magic player.
You can't complain about them all being standard. Then he offers you a non-standard one and complain about that.
Oh, I'm going to a modern one next weekend.
Oh, all right.
Or this weekend.
Money where his mouth is.
Whenever this airs.
So wrapping everything up, lots of cool stuff in
No time
Dragons.
travel on the podcast.
We got 2 more weeks of spoilers. We're gonna talk about some more in the
Well,
next
one
episode.
more week, right? Because
1 more week, then they release the full set.
Yeah.
So 1 more week of spoilers and a week of brewing.
Or just looking at whatever else is doing.
We're gonna have a pre-release unboxing coming up again.
Are we?
Yeah, I don't know which brood we're gonna have.
Okay.
That'll come out either the day before or the day of pre-release.
Well, it's the least popular brood. What are you playing at pre-release? Brood. Color combo.
Oh, red.
Red, green.
I'm probably not pre-releasing.
What would you play?
Green, white.
Jason. It's the most popular color combo.
This is my episode.
What? We usually look at whoever the clan leader
Yeah,
or the
okay.
and then decide.
So we're probably going to get
Money
Rakdos.
bags.
Or what people.
Money bag then.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
And what else?
Also, want to remind people to like and share our page. We are almost to 100.
Oh, yeah. We have a contest.
March 15th is the cutoff. I'm willing to extend it a little bit. If we get to
I think
100,
we'll make it.
yeah, if we get to 100 likes, we're gonna pick a random winner. They get a fat pack of their choice.
Of anyone who's liked this so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they'll actually follow through. They'll give you a fat pack.
Unlike some other recent tournaments that may or may not follow through.
Letters are coming.
Are
I
they?
mean, it's
That's
the
what I
end.
hear.
It's like the end of the world. It was like Armageddon.
What? Oh my gosh, we just went there. That's so awesome. Wait, no, you said it wrong.
So what's the news then?
What news?
Okay, so there is a news.
Oh,
It's now March.
I don't believe anything on Facebook, honestly, so I can't really
Well, what was on
comment.
Facebook?
I'm not even part of that company, so I can't really comment for them. I'm not a PR person for them.
I don't. You
Although
were, you
I
played
am
in their
looking to
event,
get
right?
hired. What?
You played in their event.
I did, and I am owed the biggest prize pot out of that whole tournament, which was $150. Bottom of the barrel, second to last.
I mean, you made day
42
two, right?
People or whatever. Yeah, I made day 2.
There you go.
I've heard a lot of different mixed stories, so if you're waiting for money, keep waiting. And
I mean, what else can you do?
Right.
You don't have any other option.
well, there's all these people like, oh, I'm going to get a lawyer, but I mean, the lawyer is going to cost a whole lot more than $150.
Right.
I'll do it for free.
What exactly?
What?
Be a lawyer.
What is that
I
like?
don't need to pass the bar or anything, do I? I can represent myself.
Unfortunately.
Well, there's
there
that
is
company.
a
What
bar.
is it like? Shield
I like to
Jar
drink.
or something where you can like. Is that a magic card?
Can you go to LegalZoom.com and file?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something crap like that. That's running around lately.
File for Magic Tournament winnings.
Yeah.
It's a form that you fill out.
You're gonna see commercials. If you attended Cardmageddon, you are entitled to
Wait, what's Cardmageddon?
Cardmudigan. Sorry.
No, it's Cardmageddon.
Oh, wait, I thought it was Cardmudigan.
No.
Jason always told me it was he's part of the company.
Is he liable?
Burn.
Jason, when they
I
declare
have
bankruptcy,
zero
No,
information
this
about
isn't
that
print.
company.
There's no way this is libel.
Is it slander?
It's
getting close.
It is slander. We gotta.
All right, you wanna wrap us up with our slogan, Donald?
I suppose, whenever we have 2 plus a guest in the queue,
Ooh.
then there's always a game.
Ooh,
All right, what kind of game?
it's a game.
I guess we could play Magic.
Magic's fun. Let's do it.
What is our slogan? I still don't remember our slogan.
There's always a game with 2 in the queue.
Boom.